children's Bhagavad Gita class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so once again, welcome everyone. So we are reading chapter 3rd of Bhagavad Gita. We are discussing from 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is titled as Karma Yoga. So last time we discussed till verse number 9. Today we'll discuss verse number 10, 11, 12. Hopefully we'll try to discuss these three verses, which are very important verses to understand basic principles of yajna, the principle of yajna. Right? Last time we started this topic of yajna, that work done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu has to be performed. So we should do every activity as a sacrifice to Lord Vishnu, as a yajna. So now in text 10, what does text 10 says? Sahayagya praja purovacha prajapati anena pravischadhyam esho vastava ishtakamaduk. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, "Be thou happy by this yajna, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation." So, what does Krishna says in this verse to Arjuna? That in the beginning of creation, right? We know at one point of time creation happened, and we cannot understand from our scientific calculation when did exactly that creation happen. Right? Was it like 6,000 years back or 60,000 years back or 6 million years back? So what was that exact point of time when creation happened? And science cannot explain that, and scripture says it gives the duration. Actually, scriptures, right? If we read in even Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, it describes the beginning of Brahma's life and how many years of humanly calculation are there in Brahma's one day. So based on that, we can say this creation, it has happened trillions of years back. So there is a periodic destruction which happens, and then there is a recreation happen. So that cycle keeps going on. But based on science, what do we say? Big Bang theory. All of a sudden there was a big bang, and then everything just came out by itself. That everything created from the mixture of some gases and some elements of protein and this, that. So everything came up. So that is what how science try to explain. But it cannot exactly explain how the things happen. So Lord Krishna is telling here that in the beginning of creation, all these sacrifices were also created to please the Devi Devatas, to please Lord Vishnu. And when one performs these yajnas, one can become happy in this life and he can attain liberation. So the purpose of yajnas, The purpose of yajnas is to get our basic necessities of life, and the ultimate purpose of yajna is to attain liberation, to be able to free from the cycle of birth and death. Now, the concept of yajna, okay, let's understand from very basic point. The concept of yajna is the arrangement of basic necessities. For example, so here Krishna says it was done from the beginning. So let's discuss from the beginning of a child, right? When a child is born, we can understand from that point of view. So when a child is born, from the very birth of the child, there is arrangement to take care of the child, to provide him his basic needs. So when a child is born, parents make arrangement for taking care of the child, isn't it? So when any of you, if you have a little child in your home, right, little sibling, your younger brother or younger sister, if you know, like very old, very young, few months old or a couple of years old, so you may have noticed that parents will make arrangement to take care of the child. They will arrange for the car seat for the child, they will arrange for a crib for the child, they will arrange for a milk bottle and the toys. So all these things are arranged by the parents at the very birth of the child to provide the basic necessities, right? To take care of that child. So from that example also we can say same way Lord has provided, created the proper system to take care of all the living entities in this world. So God provides everything. All the basic necessities are provided by the God. When a child is in the womb of the mother, and there also there is arrangement to feed the child, how the child gets food within the womb of the mother. But for human beings, even though we understand all that, human beings are given with higher intelligence. And with that higher intelligence, we are supposed to perform our responsibilities. And that responsibility is the performance of yajnas. So the performance of yajna, one purpose is to get the basic necessities of life through the religious principles. Another purpose of yajna is to attain liberation, moksha. So here Krishna says, Saha yajna praja srishtva. And all these generations, praja means all these generations. What are these generations Krishna is speaking about here? All the men and Devi Devatas, men and demigod, everything was created. So what are these Devi Devatas? So there is one God, and then there are Devi Devatas like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Surya, Vayu. So all these are various Devi Devatas. And what is their role? What is their function? They are the controllers of the different departments in this universal government. So in a country, there is a government. And in the government, there is one president or the prime minister. And under that president or prime minister, there are many different ministers who are in charge of various departments, right? There is electricity department, there is water department, there is education department, there is health department. And then for every department, there is one leader, one representative, one minister who is responsible for that department. But they all report to the prime minister or president. So same way in this universal government, in this material world, all these different departments are there. We need light, we need water, we need air, we need food, right? So for that, there are all these departments are there, and these Devi Devatas are the in charge of these various departments. Yes, Keona, you have a question?
My question is, like, Narayan is also a Devi Devata, right?
Narayan is Lord Vishnu. So he is
Yeah.
Supreme Lord. He is not
Yeah.
just a
Okay.
Devata. He is the Supreme
Oh.
Lord. Like Lord
Mhm.
Krishna, Lord Ram, Lord Vishnu, right? They are the Supreme Lord. These are the different forms of the same Supreme Lord. But
Mhm.
apart from them, there are the Devi Devatas.
Okay.
Okay? So these Devi Devatas, they are the in charges of different departments within this universal government, like the government of one country. So to understand the point. So then question may come that why we need all these Devi Devatas? Can't God handle everything? Right? Why can't God Vishnu, Krishna, Ram, Narayan, can they just handle themselves? Was not God able to handle himself everything? Why he needed these various Devi Devatas? Because Krishna, he does not interfere within this material world. He just stays within his spiritual world, and he is enjoying his pastimes there, and he is very much willing to bring us back to the spiritual world. For that purpose, he has created all these various representatives who are managing the affairs of this material world. And but Krishna himself, because he is loving father, he loves all his children, and he comes within this material world also. He descends in this material world. He incarnates as himself as Lord Krishna, Lord Ramchandra, Lord Nrsingadev, Varahadev, Vamanadev. So he comes in various forms to bring us back, to attract us to come back to the spiritual world. So all these Devi Devatas, they are the in charge of this different departments. But then people who does not believe in God, right? They will argue that we don't believe in the existence of God. Can we prove the existence of God? So first of all, they don't believe in existence of God, and then they will argue, they will challenge. Can you show me God? Now, is God the object of our vision? We cannot see God with our eyes. Why is that? Anybody? Yes, Kiana.
Because they're in heaven.
Yeah, he is in heaven. Okay, that is one point, but he exists everywhere. Even though he is
Yeah.
residing in the spiritual world, but he is available everywhere.
Yeah.
But why cannot we see him? Mihika?
Um, because we need special eyesight to see Krishna.
We need special eyes to see Krishna. Yes. Because see, our eyes, have a limited capacity. We cannot see everything through our eyes. We cannot hear everything with our ears. Our ears has limitation. We can hear within certain frequency range only. Our eyes has limitation. You are sitting here right now. Can you see behind you? Can you see what is beyond the wall in front of you? Right? So our eyes has a limitation. We cannot see everything with our eyes, and especially with your eyes, if let's say you keep your this hand in front of you, right? If you keep bringing this hand closer, 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 closer to your eyes, one point will come you cannot see even your own hand, isn't it? And can you see the tip of your nose with your eyes? Can you see? It will give you a headache. If you try to keep glaring at your tip of the nose, it will start giving you a headache. So our eyes have a limitation. And Krishna, God, he is a subtle object, like subtle. He is subtle. We cannot see the subtle things with our eyes. For example, air. Air is also subtle. Can you see air with your eyes? No, right? So we can feel the air. When some cool breeze comes, you can feel the air on your skin, on your face, but we cannot see the air. So same way, we can feel the presence of God. We can perceive the presence of God, but we cannot see God with our eyes. But atheists, people who don't believe in God, they challenge to see God by their eyes. Show me God. They will argue, show me God. If you can show me God, then I will believe in God. Otherwise, I don't believe in existence of God. So God is not the object of our test. He is the object of our love. So we should love God, not try to examine God. There is a wonderful story to learn a point from this. Want to listen to a story? Okay. Once there was a very old woman, old lady, and she was very poor. She did not have anything at her home. And whenever somebody will give her charity, some donation, somebody will bring something to her, and she will just look up to the sky and say, "Thank you, Krishna. Thank you for providing this thing to me." So she had a very strong faith in Krishna. So she will always just look up and say, "Thank you, Krishna, for arranging this thing for me." So in neighbor home, there was a person who was atheist, who did not believe in existence of God. So he was always observing the behavior of this old lady, and he was kind of mocking her that, oh, she is foolish lady, that somebody is providing her all these things and she just thinks that Krishna is giving that. Where is God? Where is Krishna? So one day he thought of making fun of her and kind of showing her that, see, it is not Krishna who is providing. So he went to market, he went to the bazaar, and he bought many different things, vegetables, fruits, dal, rice, all those things, and filled up all in the bag. And he brought the bag and kept it outside the hut of that old lady. तो उसने उस बुढ़िया के घर के बाहर, झोंपड़ी के बाहर वो सब बैग रख दिए. He kept all those outside her hut and knocked on the door. Knock, knock. So after knocking on the door, he went and hid behind a tree in front of the hut of that old lady. So this old woman, after hearing some knocking on her door, she opened the door. She looked everywhere. She could not find anybody. Then she looked down and she saw these bags kept in her door, in front of her door. So she picked up the bags and saw all these different things in the bag. And as her usual way, as she will say always, she looked up, raised her hands, and said, "Thank you, Krishna. Thank you for sending all these things." And this person who was hiding behind the tree, he wanted to make fun of her. So he immediately came out of the tree and said, "Ah, see, you are a foolish lady. See, it's not your Krishna who gave you all these things. It is me who provided you all these things. I went to Bazaar. I went to the market. I bought all these things. I paid for all these things. I brought it here and I kept it in front of your door. See, it's me who did all that for you, who brought all this for you. It's not your God." And the old lady, she again looked up, raised her hand and said, thank you, Krishna. Thank you very much for providing all these things to me. And thank you for making this atheist pay the bills. Did you understand the story? See, it's Krishna who provides for everybody. He makes arrangement for everybody. And he can do it in any ways, in any means. He can make anybody as a resource to fulfill the needs. The same way all these demigods, right, all these Devi Devatas, they are also the in charges of these various necessities. We are getting the sunlight, so we look at sun, right? So sun is giving all this light, but sun is also created by God. Moon is also created by God. This air, water, earth, all these different things are created by God. And there are the different in charges. For sun, there is a Devata who is the controller of sun, right? His name is Bhivaswan. There is for the moon, that is Chandra. For Vayu, it's a Vayu. For water, it's Varuna and Bhumi Devi. So all these are the different Devi Devatas who are in charge of these various things. So Krishna is providing for everything. How many of you want to hear one more story? The kids want to listen to story, and through stories they can understand better. Once,
Prabhuji, I have a question about the last story.
okay.
Why did he say that thank you, Krishna, at the end for making that person pay the bills?
So yeah, because she understands, right? Everything happens by the will of Krishna. Krishna is actually providing everything. So she was trying to teach him a lesson again. That's why she said, "Thank you, Krishna, for providing everything and making him the instrument, making him pay the bills for everything."
Oh, okay.
So because the person was having this pride, that an ego, right? That I am doing this. See, I provided everything for you. So one more story. Once one person was traveling by, and he was living in a kind of a motel, right? Earlier it used to be the concept of sarai. If you know what is a sarai is, it's like a motel. So as he was traveling to go to a holy place at night, he stayed at one sarai, and he will get up very early in the morning and he will do his sadhana. He will chant the holy name. So very early in the morning, he got up, he took his bath, and he was in his room. He was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he was absorbed in his sadhana, chanting the holy name loudly. And in the next room, in that motel, there was another person who was sleeping, who was taking rest, who was staying there. And he was becoming very agitated. He was becoming upset hearing these sounds coming from the next room. He was thinking, oh, who is this guy? He's disturbing my sleep so early in the morning. So he knocked onto his door, said, sir, what are you doing? And this person said, I am chanting the holy names. It's early morning, it's Brahm Muhurat. One should get up early in the morning and chant the holy name. Holy name, chanting the names of God. Said, but why are you disturbing my sleep? I want to sleep. He said, this is not the time to sleep. You should wake up and you should also chant the holy name. So you also come sit with me and you can also chant. But whose name are you chanting? I am chanting the name of Krishna. I am chanting the name of Lord Ram. Who are they? Oh, he is the supreme God. He provides everything for us. He gives us food. He maintains us. So he is the provider of everything. And this person said, I don't believe in that. We earn our own money. We earn our food. We go to job. We work hard. We earn money. And because with that money, we buy our food. Who is God? Who is providing all this to us? And you are claiming God provides everything. So this person said, who was a devotee, he said, yes, God provides everything. If he want to feed somebody, he can provide in any ways. And if he doesn't want to feed somebody, he will make him hungry. He will keep him hungry. He will starve him. So after hearing this devotee's argument, this person challenged him. So you think your God can make somebody eat even if he doesn't want to eat. So you said God maintains everybody, he feeds everybody. But if I want to go hungry, if I don't want to eat, can your God feed me? Can your God make me eat forcibly? He said, yes, God feeds everybody. He provides everybody. Even for an ant, even for an elephant, God makes arrangement for everybody. So this person, he wanted to have a challenge, argument, right? He wanted to challenge this devotee. Okay, I give you a challenge. I will fast for 24 hours. I will not eat a single grain. And if your God can make me eat, then I will believe your words. And then I will sit down and chant with you. But if your God cannot make me eat forcibly, then you also have to give up this chanting. So this devotee said, okay, I accept your challenge. God, even if you don't want to eat, if you want to die, but God doesn't want you to die, he will not let you die. If you want to forcibly go hungry, but God doesn't want to keep you hungry, he will make you eat. So there was a challenge accepted. So this person who challenged, he said, I will go to the forest. I will hide myself in a big tree in the bushes so nobody can see me and nobody can make me, can force me to eat. And in that way, I will spend one day and then come back and defeat this person. So he went to the forest, he hid himself in a tree, sat there. And as he was sitting there, it happened to be kind of few hours passed by. It was noon time. And he heard the voices of some devotees passing by, a group of people passing by. They were traveling on foot. And at the noon time, they took out their lunch. They said, let's sit down under this tree and eat our lunch, take some rest, and then we will continue our journey. So like you travel by car, right? You go by car and you stop at some rest areas. You took out your lunch or whatever you have packed and you eat that. So these people were walking by foot and they took out their lunch boxes, lunch packets, and they said, okay, let's put everything and eat. So as they kind of spread everything and they kept their lunches outside, they were just about to start eating. They heard some horses coming, the voices of horses. And the horses' voices were coming to their direction and they got scared. Maybe these are the dacoits. These are the thieves who are coming and they will steal everything from us. So let's run away. So leaving all their food there, they just packed their stuff and ran away from there. So those people who were riding on the horses, those dacoits, they came there. They said, oh yeah, let's take some rest here under this tree. And as they came closer, they saw all this food kept there. They said, wow, looks like there were some group of people here. They ran away, leaving behind all their food. So let's eat this food. So they came down from their horses. As they were sitting and they were starting to eat, one of the dacoits said, oh, wait. What if somebody has made a trap to catch us? Maybe somebody intentionally kept this food here. Maybe it is poisonous. Somebody want to kill us by feeding us poison. Let's search out if somebody is hiding here and try to feed us this poisonous food. So they started searching everywhere. And as they were searching, they looked into the tree and they found that person hiding in the tree. So they dragged him down. Come down. So you are hiding here. You have kept all this food as a trap for us. You wanted to kill us by feeding us poison. And this person said, no, I did not do anything. I was just hiding to hide myself from my family members. They were troubling me. So I just came here and hid myself here. I did not do anything. So these dacoits did not believe him. They said, okay, we are going to make you eat. We are going to make you eat first. You have to prove this food is not poisonous. He said, no, I am fasting. I cannot eat. I don't want to eat. Please, please, please don't force me to eat. It will break my fast. And they said, no, you have to eat. So two people held onto his arms, two people held onto his foot. One person took the food and kind of put it in his mouth forcibly. So he had to eat. So they made him eat, and nothing happened to him, of course, right? Because it was not poisonous. And then he ran away from there, and he understood. See, I was trying to hide. I was trying to make all these plans that I'm not going to eat and challenge if God can make me eat. And he was forced to eat by some ways, right? So he came back and accepted, yes, if God wants, he can make anybody eat. And if God wants, he can make somebody go hungry also. If he doesn't want, somebody feed. So ultimately, everything happens by the will of the Lord. Nobody can do anything without the will of the Lord. So we have to have that complete faith in the existence of God, in the protection of God. Okay, any questions? And give me 1 minute. I need to grab my charger. My battery for the iPad is running out. So in the meantime, you can reflect on this story. And if you have any question. Yes, sorry. So I'm back. Anybody has any question? What we discussed so far? No question? Okay, so we'll continue a little bit more. Oops. So in the next verse, then Krishna says,
Prabhuji, I think somebody has question.
okay.
Neha Shri Pila has a question.
So I have a question, Prabhuji. So when Lord Krishna is small, why does he like to steal curd and cream from other houses?
Wow, that's a very wonderful question. When Krishna is small baby, why he likes to eat from others' houses? Why he go to steal? Right? Because we know Krishna as a small child with his friends, with his Gopa friends, he will go to others' houses and steal the butter, steal the yogurt, and he will eat himself. He will feed his friends. He will feed the monkeys also. So why does Krishna do that? So first of all, point is that is Krishna's mischievous activities in Vrindavan to satisfy all the Brajavasis. They are so much attracted to Krishna. They think, we wish Krishna was in our home. We wish Krishna was our child. So in one way, they are preparing all these different things, butter, yogurt, etc., and keeping it there, thinking maybe Krishna will come and eat. And externally, they show their anger, or they go to Mother Yashoda and complain to her that, see, your child, your son is coming and stealing from our home. So it is just Krishna's external activities to please the gopis. And to understand philosophically, just understand one point. Krishna is God. When we say somebody is God, right? If somebody is God, it means he owns everything, isn't it? Then he is the owner of everything. He is the supreme proprietor, supreme controller, supreme enjoyer. So if we understand Krishna is God, everything belongs to him, then there is no question of Krishna's stealing, because everything belongs to Krishna. So when everything belongs to Krishna, then where is the question of stealing? He is just going and enjoying his own property, which is just kept at different places. Okay, you understand that point?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, so this is part of the whole his Vrindavan Leelas, and that is the starting point of his Damodar Leela. How many of you know the Damodar Leela? Anybody knows the Damodar Leela? Anybody would like to briefly mention Damodar Leela? So this is Kartik month, right? Today Kartik month started, which is also known as Damodar month.
Oh yeah, I know.
So this is
That
a very
was when Krishna stole the butter, the gopis told Mother no, gopis complain on Krishna because why Krishna stealing them the butter, and Mother Yashoda got a plan. He got ropes and a mortar, and then he wanted to tie Krishna, but it's 2 inches short. And then Krishna told Krishna wanted to let Mother Yashoda tie him, and then Mother Yashoda tied him, and then Krishna went on the floor and went into the garden, and they went. Krishna saw the 2 trees, and Krishna went into the 2 trees, and then the motor got stuck. Then Krishna is pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. Then the 2 trees fall down, and then one of the demigods, Narad, Kudeva, and Mahindriva came out and said, "Thank you, Lord Krishna." And then Nanda Maharaj and the rest of them came and saw the big trees. The Yashoda came.
Yeah, so thank you for narrating the story. So that is in nutshell, brief story of Damodar Leela. So Krishna used to do all these pranks and everybody will come to complain about him. And then one day Mother Yashoda said, okay, I'm going to teach him a lesson. So first of all, she was thinking, why Krishna go to steal from others? I also have so much butter and yogurt at my home. Because Nanda Maharaj, he was the king of whole Vrindavan, all these villages. He had 9 lakh cows. So there was so much butter and milk and yogurt at his home. So Mother Yashoda was thinking,
Hare Krishna.
everybody can hear me still?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I was telling me. So Yashoda Maya was thinking, why does Krishna go to others' houses when I have so much of milk, yogurt and everything at my home? And then she one day thought, because maybe the maid servants at my home are making. That's why Krishna maybe does not like that. And I should try to make it myself. So one day she assigned some other activities to all the maid servants and she herself sat down to prepare the butter at very early morning. So she was churning the yogurt into butter, and Krishna was still sleeping that time. Then Krishna woke up, he came there,
and he stopped Mother Yashoda from churning the butter, holding on to that rod of the grinding mortar. Mother Yashoda understood that Krishna is hungry. He wanted to drink milk. So she kept Krishna in her lap and started feeding him milk. And then she noticed that the milk in the kitchen was boiling, which was kept for boiling to make into yogurt later on. So she kept Krishna down and she went to turn off that milk, turn off the stove. But Krishna became angry. Why did my Maya, my mother Yashoda, kept me down? I was enjoying the milk. So he got angry, his transcendental anger. He took a stone and broke the pot where Mother Yashoda was churning into butter. So all that mixture of butter, yogurt, it spilled out. So Krishna ran away. He went inside room where the previous day butter was kept. So he climbed up onto a grinding mortar which was upside down. He climbed up there and started eating that butter. And he started eating to the monkeys also. So Mother Yashoda came back. She saw the pot broken. She was thinking, oh, looks like Krishna's prank. So I had heard his complaints earlier. Gopis used to come and tell me he comes to our home and he breaks the pots and all that. So maybe they were not telling lies at all. So maybe he does these kind of things. So today I'm going to teach him a lesson. So she went behind Krishna, following into his footsteps, his footmarks. She came there and she saw that Krishna was eating butter and feeding to monkeys. So she picked up a stick. Right? So stick she picked up to just scare away the monkeys. Not that she wanted to beat Krishna. She wanted to just scare away the monkeys and she wanted to punish Krishna. Because parents sometimes, when they see their children making mistakes, they become angry at them sometime, right? But the purpose of becoming angry is to correct them. It's not really to scare them or to beat them, but to correct them. So they don't keep making those mistakes or they don't do those wrong activities in future. So Mother Yashoda came there, and as Krishna saw Mother Yashoda coming behind him, he was afraid and he started running. He jumped down and started running, and Mother Yashoda was running behind him. And Krishna is just looking back and saying, where is my Amma, my Maya, how far is she? And she's just running a little bit ahead of her. And finally, when Mother Yashoda became very tired, then Krishna thought, oh, my Maya is very tired now, so I can allow her to catch me. So he slowed down. Mother Yashoda just quickly went and held him. So as she held him, now she wanted to kind of punish him. So she said, today I'm going to bind you with the grinding mortar. So she brought a rope and she wanted to bind Krishna with that grinding mortar. And every time the rope was becoming 2 fingers short. And there is a significance of this 2 fingers short. That 1 finger is if we want to really bind Krishna, if we really want to catch Krishna in our heart, we need 2 things. One thing is our endeavor. We need to do our endeavor. It's not that we will wait for Krishna's mercy. When Krishna will be merciful on me, then I will do something, then I will go to temple, then I will read Bhagavad Gita, then I will attend Bhagavad Gita class, this, that. So some people keep doing that, right? They think when Krishna's mercy will be there, when God's mercy will be there, then we will be able to do something in spiritual life. But we need to do our endeavor. And when we do our endeavor, then the second thing is Krishna's mercy. Then Krishna gives his mercy. Without Krishna's mercy also, we cannot do anything. But we should not just wait for Krishna's mercy. First, we have to do our endeavor, and then Krishna will shower his mercy. So those are the 2 fingers short, the significance of that. So Mother Yashoda tied Krishna and she went inside to do her work. And Krishna noticed those 2 trees in the courtyard, Nanda Maharaj's palace's courtyard. And he was remembering, oh, these 2 trees are the sons of Kuvera, which were cursed by my devotee Narad Muni. So now it's the time to deliver these 2 trees. So he pushed the grinding mortar down, crawled and went up to those 2 trees, stuck the grinding mortar between those 2 trees and gave one big jerk. Jhatka diya usko. And with small push, both those two trees were uprooted and they came down with a big loud noise. And two shining personalities came out of those. They were the sons of Kuvera, Nal Kuvera and Manigriv. So they prayed to Krishna, they circumambulated Krishna, praying to Krishna that please now engage us in your service. May our ears will always be used in hearing about you. May our voice be always used in glorifying you. May our eyes be always seen in seeing your beautiful form. May our legs engage in walking to your service. So we may never forget you. Please give us this benediction. So Krishna gave them his bhakti and they went back to their abode. And then Nand Maharaj came there hearing all those voices. All the Brajbasis came there. They saw Krishna bound with the rope and these two trees fallen down. They were thinking, how did this happen? So Nand Maharaj came and picked up Krishna. And that time Yashoda Mata also came and she wanted to take Krishna in her lap. And Krishna said, no, I will not go to Maya. Maya is not good. She bound me. She wanted to punish me. So Krishna was doing just like an ordinary child. He is not an ordinary child, but he was just behaving like an ordinary child as he will, just to give that pleasure to Mother Yashoda, to Nand Baba and all the Brajbasis. See, no matter Krishna is a few days old baby or a few months old baby or a few years old baby, he is still the Supreme Lord. He is the most powerful. The same Lord who came as Narasinghadev, he killed Hiranyakashipu. Same Krishna who came as Varahadev, he killed Hiranyaksh. Same Lord, he came as Lord Ramachandra, he killed Ravana. And same Lord now as Krishna, as baby Krishna, he is running in front of Mother Yashoda and he is crying. So it's very difficult to understand these leelas of Krishna. One may become very easily bewildered. That's why we have to understand these leelas in a very systematic way to understand what is the real significance behind these leelas. So in this Damodar month, we listen to this pastime of Krishna's Damodar Leela and we sing a very beautiful song which is called Damodar Ashtakam. Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam. So that whole song is there with 8 what do you call as Ashtakam, 8 verses kind of in glorification of Krishna. So we all should recite that Damodar Ashtakam, offer a lamp to baby Krishna bound with the rope. And the meaning of Damodar, what is the meaning of Damodar? How Krishna got that name Damodar? It is based on this Leela. Dam means rope. Udar means belly, stomach. So whose belly is bound with the rope. So Dama plus Udar is Damodar. That's how Krishna gets this name. So this Kartik month, the presiding deity is Damodar, Lord Damodar, this form of Krishna, baby Krishna. Okay, let's see if somebody has any questions. I see question from Nehashmi.
Is Kartik month after Diwali?
No, Kartik month starting today. Based on the Vaishnava calendar, it is from Purnima to Purnima.
Okay.
So today is Sharad Purnima. That is the first day of Kartik month as per the Vaishnava calendar.
Okay. Thank you.
So Diwali comes in the middle of this Kartik month. And this actual Damodar Leela, this particular pastime of Krishna, it happened on the actual day of Diwali. So we celebrate that Leela in the whole month.
Hare Krishna Babaji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But I want to ask that you said that means rope, and then Udar means?
Udar means belly, stomach.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is that Ashutosh Paul?
Yes. Yes.
You are joining from India.
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Good to see you
Hare
back in the
Krishna.
call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, any other questions from any children? Okay, so if no other questions, then we'll stop it here. We just discussed one verse and we went into different stories. So hope you enjoyed those stories.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was really nice session. We enjoyed the stories very, very much. So I hope everyone else, you all enjoyed the story also. So let's thank Prabhuji by saying Hari Bol. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Bol Prabhuji.
Hare Bol Prabhuji.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
everyone.
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.
Hare
Hare
Bol
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Like the stories.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Bol.